When 18 years of Hollywood's most picture-perfect marriage finally collapsed, the fallout wasn't just emotional, it was financial warfare. This wasn't another tearful celebrity breakup. This was Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, the Oscar-winning actress and the country superstar once hailed as Hollywood's golden couple, engaged in a battle over a $325 million fortune, 11 luxury properties, and a prenup so infamous it earned its own nickname, the Cocaine Clause. For nearly 2 decades, they seemed untouchable. Red carpets, magazine covers, vacation photos, every image radiated perfection. But behind the smiles, cracks were forming. And when the split finally came, it shook Hollywood to its core. At the center, 11 luxury properties scattered across 3 continents. A prenup clause so wild, lawyers called it legendary. A legal strategy that turned personal heartbreak into a masterclass in protection. Every home, every clause, every dollar became a weapon in a war insiders call one of the most meticulously planned celebrity divorces of all time. So how did the world's most glamorous couple go from soulmates to sparring partners in a courtroom worth hundreds of millions? And the bigger question, did Nicole Kidman just pull off one of the smartest legal victories in Hollywood history? Every great Hollywood romance begins with a spark, and theirs ignited at a 2005 Los Angeles gala. Nicole, fresh off her public divorce from Tom Cruise, was ready to close a painful chapter. Keith Urban, the charming Australian guitarist at the peak of his fame, brought charisma, confidence, and a mischievous grin. When they met, it wasn't just chemistry, it was instant electricity. Within months, tabloids dubbed them the real-life fairy tale. Nicole later recounted a moment that fans still talk about, Keith arriving at her home at 5 a.m. with a bouquet of gardenias, and she knew he was the one. The wedding followed in June 2006, Sydney. Candlelit cathedral, A-list guests, cheering fans in the streets, and helicopters capturing every angle. It was a global spectacle of love. On the surface, Nicole and Keith seemed perfect. 2 Australians, both global icons, uniting in a storybook ceremony. But behind the glamour, small cracks were forming. Keith's touring lifestyle collided with Nicole's film schedule. Time apart grew long, temptations and pressures mounted. And although Nicole often said, "We're just 2 people trying to make it work," no one could predict how prophetic that statement would become. Even fairy tales, it turns out, come with fine print. Barely 4 months into their marriage, the first real test emerged. In October 2006, headlines shocked fans. Keith Urban had entered rehab, officially for alcohol abuse, though rumors of cocaine struggles swirled. Nicole publicly stood by him, calling it a test of love and loyalty. Fans rallied, calling her devoted and brave. Behind closed doors, however, Nicole was carrying invisible weight. Fear of losing another love, fear of repeating the heartbreak she endured with Tom Cruise, and fear that Keith might not return from rehab the same man. This chapter wasn't just personal, it would later become the blueprint for a legal strategy that would shock Hollywood. Nicole revisited their prenuptial agreement, adding protections inspired by this early turbulence. Among them, the now legendary Cocaine Clause, a line so specific, it could decide millions of dollars and control the future of their family. Fast forward to September 2025, TMZ drops the bombshell, Nicole Kidman has filed for divorce after 18 years. Fans were stunned. After decades of interviews about trust, survival, and devotion, the split seemed sudden. Reports suggested a new woman had entered Keith's life, though these remained unconfirmed. But insiders stressed this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment emotional decision. Nicole had quietly been reviewing assets and legal strategies for months, preparing for this eventuality. What the public saw as a shocking rupture was, behind the scenes, a carefully orchestrated financial and legal maneuver. Every move, from the timing to the court filings, hinted at precision. And when court documents revealed their assets, the story shifted. This was no longer a love story gone wrong. This was corporate-style warfare disguised as divorce, and the real battle was about to be revealed. Most divorces are fought over one or two houses. Nicole and Keith owned 11 properties across 3 continents, valued at $56 million. Each property told a story. Nashville Mansion, family nest where they raised daughters Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret. Bought for $4.8 million, now worth nearly $9 million. New York apartment, glass-walled sanctuary overlooking Central Park, reportedly Nicole's favorite, valued at $6.5 million. Sydney farmhouse, peaceful retreat for Nicole, connecting her to her roots. Beverly Hills pad, Hollywood foothold worth over $4 million, a hub for deals and A-list guests. Beyond memories, these homes were strategic investments. Several properties outperformed the S&P 500 over the past decade, making every square foot a legal and financial chess piece. Nicole reportedly wanted Sydney and New York. Keith fought for Nashville. In this game, choosing the wrong piece could cost millions. But as complex as property division was, it wasn't the true battlefield. The real fireworks were hidden in the prenup. The prenup was anything but ordinary. The cocaine clause stated, if Keith relapsed, Nicole could walk away with everything. If he remained clean, he'd receive $11.4 million, substantial, but tiny compared to Nicole's $250 million fortune. Fans called it lopsided, lawyers called it genius. Nicole wasn't punishing Keith, she was protecting both herself and the marriage from chaos. Celebrity prenups often make headlines. Britney Spears' anti-cheating clause, Jessica Simpson's personal stipulations, Jeff Bezos' lack of a prenup that cost billions. But Nicole's was emotional foresight turned legal armor, born from heartbreak and hard lessons. It worked. If Keith stayed clean, he earned a share. If not, Nicole could walk, guilt-free and protected. This wasn't just law, it was a symbol of fear, trust, and foresight written into contracts. Divorce isn't just about money, especially for Nicole. She'd experienced the heartbreak of losing daily custody of her adopted kids after splitting with Tom Cruise. She wasn't going to let history repeat itself with daughters Sunday and Faith. Primary custody in high-net-worth divorces equals leverage. It can influence settlement negotiations, spousal support structures, future earnings. Nicole approached the custody battle with precision. Keith's team advocated joint custody, citing his sobriety and fatherhood record. But Nicole's lawyers subtly reminded the court of past struggles, protecting both her daughters and her financial interests. Every photo, every public appearance, every gesture became part of a narrative, a mother reclaiming control, quietly, strategically, behind the scenes. Nicole's fortune continues to grow, acting, production, endorsements. Keith earns millions from tours, royalties, and songwriting. But child support, spousal settlements, and custody arrangements could still shift his earnings. Celebrity divorces often reshape careers. Kelly Clarkson lost over $1.3 million in settlements. Paul McCartney parted with $50 million. Nicole and Keith's divorce, $325 million, 11 homes, and ongoing income streams, is a high-stakes game where every move has ripple effects for decades. The first round may be over, but the chessboard remains active. On paper, Nicole walks away with the lion's share, $250 million, key properties, primary custody leverage, and protected future earnings. Keith gets $11.4 million plus ongoing revenue streams and flexibility to navigate future support or custody adjustments. Lawyers call this less about fairness, more about strategy. Emotionally, Nicole wins security. Financially, she wins foresight. Keith wins freedom, flexibility, and career autonomy. The bigger question, can anyone truly win where love meets contracts? Nicole secures wealth and family control. Keith retains career and legacy potential. Headlines, gossip, and legal documents remind us that even the richest and most powerful cannot escape the complexity of the human heart. Hollywood romances dazzle with glamour, red carpets, and fairy tale weddings. But Nicole and Keith's breakup proves how love, trust, and money collide, and how legal foresight can change everything. So we leave the question to you. Who came out on top? Nicole, with her fortune and strategic wins? Or Keith, with payout, career freedom, and potential to leverage future earnings? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. And stay tuned. Our next story will reveal another Hollywood prenup twist that cost a power couple millions overnight. In Hollywood, love may be fleeting, but contracts last forever.